to the latest episode of the Lisa Pezik Show. I am not by myself today. I have my hunky husband, Eric, here with me because I want to break down what done-for-you services are. What is it? Why do you need it? When do you need it? When do you not need it? What kinds of questions should you be asking if you're considering done for you? How do you know when it's the right time? All these things that pop around in people's heads. And typically it's that feeling of overwhelm. It's that feeling of frustration. Things that got you where you are now aren't going to get you where you want to go. Or it's the opposite. It's that fire in your gut that's going, whoa, I've been playing small, or I've had great success, but I want more. I feel called to serve bigger, and now who's going to get me there? What help do I need? Typically done for you comes into place. So, Eric, can you just tell them a bit about exactly in the most simplest form possible what is done for you services?
Yeah, I think I would consider an analogy of like hiring someone to, let's say, build a fence in your backyard, right? What do they need to do to build a fence for you? What are they going to do? They're going to get lumber. You have to tell them what type of, they're going to tell you what your choices are for lumber. If you can use nails and screws, what type of fence do you want built?
So they're going to walk you through the process.
Yeah, so they're going to walk you through the process. So that's what we would do with the client. We tell you exactly what we're going to use, how we're going to do it. So to answer that easily really is kind of building out what exactly you want to achieve at the end of the goal, like build a fence. You want a fence at the end of the day. In this case, you might want a website. You might want a brand.
So clear outcome.
Of
what you want.
Yeah. What are the deliverables? What exactly are the things that you're going to achieve at the end of that?
And someone's going to do it for you. Right. And typically that requires a budget, yes?
Always.
Yeah, because done for you rarely is a 1 or 2 person job, right? It's typically the outcome is big.
Yeah, very big. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what people come to us all the time and they say, I don't really know what you do. So I want to pull back the curtain a bit about what exactly it is that we do so you can see an example of what done for you services. I don't want to use the word should because I dislike that word, but really what it should be, because not all done for you companies operate the same.
No.
So let's take them through what a process would look like.
Okay.
So let's say I want to build a membership.
Okay.
I know I can't do that alone. Me personally, I dislike tech, which is why you do the tech part. I can content my butt off all day long, but when it comes to the tech, I'm sunk. And you can tech your way out of whatever with one hand tied behind your back.
With a team.
But when it comes to content, sometimes you wouldn't know where to start.
That's your mastery.
So let's take them through in like 2 minutes or less.
Go.
Yeah, go. You're not like I'm putting you on the spot or anything. Let's take them through what it would be like when someone comes to us for a membership. So okay. I'm going to start with my part. So we deep dive. We get to know the client. It's belly to belly, individualized. Who are you? What is your brand? What are you trying to achieve? What is the end outcome? Mm-hmm. How is this going to impact your business? How is this going to impact the world? Let's get super clear on the ripple effect that it's going to make all around for everyone. Win, win, win. Mm-hmm. Let's get a feel for our personalities.
Yes.
How we communicate best, how we work with each other. We do anywhere from weekly to bi-weekly calls to sometimes once a month, depending on the project. But typically it's pretty hands-on, almost weekly calls with our clients. So we have to learn how to communicate effectively, efficiently, and well right from the get-go. So it's almost like dating. So it's a little bit of like getting to know likes, dislikes. And for some people, it happens quite seamless and we don't even need a conversation. And for other clients, we got to find our legging together in the first week or two so that we're constantly always communicating, being respected, all those things you would want in any relationship that you get into. So after we have that, then it's the branding, like the naming, the look of it, the feel of it, the outline of it. How are we going to get to that end goal? What is the membership going to do? Who is it for? All those kinds of things. So it's really giving it legs then to the name, what it's called, what it looks like, feels like, the deliverables, the colors, the outcomes. What are people actually buying? Even though we don't go through with creating it just yet, what's like the skin or what's the foundation of it? And then after we have that, we get into the delivery and the filming, whether it's videos, whether it's worksheets. I recommend both in everything you do because you have people that are very visual and you have people that like written material. So we want to cater to all different kinds of learning styles. And sometimes people say, oh, yeah, I got a ton of content, I'm good. And they don't actually know how to put anything together, which is where my nurse analytical brain comes in. Or they say one of two things. Either I'm comfortable on camera, I'm okay being the face of it, I'm good to go. Or dear God, I'm so scared being on camera. And I do a ton of work writing video scripts. And the end goal is not for the client to read the script or teleprompt the script word by word by word. It's to have a framework to get the words in your bones so that you can deliver it and feel comfortable in front of the camera. And then I come up with the content of the worksheets or whatever it is, the journal, the workbook, whatever we're creating, and then I throw it over to you to design it. You deploy the design team.
Yeah, to match the brand. So the first part where we talked about that branding, what's a look, what are the colors, that now matches when we go and we design that so it looks the same as the brand. So then when someone comes into the membership, they download this PDF, it looks like the website they were on. It looks like the branding on their social media pages.
All has to match.
That. It's consistent. It looks beautiful. It feels the same. You wouldn't see this sheet over here and this sheet over here and not know that they're the same company or same relationship.
So if you're creating your own stuff, you got to have, what's it called, like a brand lookbook or a brand guideline?
Yeah, like a guide. Yeah, it's like a guideline. Even if it's just one page, like it doesn't have to be crazy. Like
colors,
you hear a
fonts.
lookbook, you're thinking, oh my God, I got 50 pages. No, it's just have somewhere that you can reference to say, this is the look and feel of what I love in my brand. You know, somewhere your house, even your house, you're not going to go and make your house look like a circus.
Well, we did that the first time we painted our
house. Yes, we did. And I had some hesitancy.
I remember I was just like randomly, ooh, that color's nice. Ooh, that color's nice. Ooh, that color's nice. And I remember we took all the paint cans or all the colors up to the sales associate. And she's like, are you sure that you want? And I'm like, oh, yes.
You want a yellow bathroom, a green kitchen.
Oh, it was, our house was a circus.
Yeah.
Home ownership 101.
Yeah.
You could tell I'd never owned a home before. I was never able to. I had an apartment and I couldn't do jack squat to it. But we had no vision. We had no clarity. We just picked random colors that we liked.
And you know what? And that might be what you love. You might love the look of a circus.
Well, depending on your brand, a rainbow
100%.
might be appropriate. But
anyway.
So keep it the same, the best that you can, or keep it to what you love so that it all looks and feels the same and doesn't cause confusion. Then same with the video scripts. We go back and forth a few times. You shoot your video. That's the only thing you have to do.
Yes.
You shoot your video and we go back and forth, tweak this, change this. This didn't really make sense. Your tone changed here. I give you really in-depth video coaching. Because I've been able to study under incredible mentors who taught me how to be great on video and great on camera, and I studied years in masterminds to learn that, and you get that as a part of our package, that kind of coaching. And then we throw the videos over to you and the team to get a nice intro, outro, so it looks super professional.
Feels professional.
Yeah, and then once we have the branding, the scripting, the videos, the worksheets, the whole bit. It goes to design, develop, tech. Yeah, tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you have to think about, okay, so now if someone buys your membership, what happens? What happens after they buy it? Well, that's the back end, right? That's your learning system. That's where they go, they buy it, they click a button, they pay you. After they pay you, they get that email. That email comes to them and says, here's your login. Now thank you for becoming a membership.
Functional process.
Yes. It's all seamless. And that all happens on our end with the tech part, connecting the dots.
Oh my God.
And again, back to Lisa said, just years of diving into different systems, different platforms. There's, oh my God, your head would spin just how many options you have, ways to get online.
I started clicking things one time, and I sent all these emails to people that I didn't mean to send emails to. They had already gone through my sequence, and I had resent, I changed email number 3, and then I resent all the emails.
Are you sure you want to save this?
And I was like, yes. Are you sure you want to send this? Yeah. I'm like, yes, I do.
And then 300 people that were on there.
Oh my God, right? Again. So you always want to think about your customer journey. Mm-hmm. The more you make them think, the more energy you make them exert on not the thing. Yes, we want them exerting energy, listening to your video and putting in the work. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the energy that it takes them to log in, to get the video, to know where to go, to know where to click on it, to know where to comment, to know how to get the download. All the things that they shouldn't have to think about.
Yes.
We make sure is easy and seamless and user friendly. Mm-hmm. And then we do some coaching around, now that you got this thing, what are you going to do with it? Yes. How are you going to organically launch it? And then Sales Booster, which is your program, Eric, it's really our program. But I say yours because, again, I don't really do much with it. It's not my wheelhouse. It's more your wheelhouse. You're the big nerd. I say that with love.
Yeah,
the team is so nerdy.
Yeah, you're still part of the team. Yeah,
I oversee the content.
And you look at things and say,
that's the ad. That's
tweaks.
The ad. Targeted Facebook ads.
Yes. Yeah.
Lead generation.
So that's
stuff.
The lead generation side. Yeah.
That is done for you. That can come after that. It's to that point where just because you can doesn't mean you should. Mm-hmm. We learned the hard way how to do all this because when we started, more my personal brand, you had your clients on the side that you were doing
agency
and design work, right? And I started developing my personal brand, courses, memberships, lead magnets, website. And the only way, I was in a group coaching program, and we were to complete these things, and it was DIY, and we give you the toolkit. And out of the entire class, I was the only person that had a finished product, that had a lead magnet with an email sequence, that had a website with an opt-in with social media on there. Mm-hmm. And it was because I knew how to do content and you knew how to do tech.
Yeah.
And I think the tech is the biggest piece of done for you. I mean, content's huge too. Although I shouldn't even say that. Actually, I take that back.
It's a process.
They're both equally as important.
One of the missing things in what we do and done for you is having a process. Something like we walk you through in potential, let's say 3 to 6 months. If you try to do it yourself, it could take you years.
2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
And it might not even be great.
It might kind of suck, and you might have to go back and do it again, like us. You've done things 3, 4, 5. I've done things 3, 4, 5, 6 times before I realized, this is the way to do it. You got to do this, then you got to do this, then you got to do this, then you do that.
I find with content too, either it's too slim and we assume that people know more than they know, or it's like a fire hose.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Everyone wants to teach everyone everything they ever knew in like a 3-module course, and then people don't finish it.
Yeah.
So I'm always working on that delicate balance of just the right amount of content delivered in just the right amount. So people stay with it. They understand there is an art to your content, just like there is an art to technology.
Yeah, of course.
To get it to work right. And
that even goes to like personality too, right? Like like myself, I'll admit it. Like if I went more than like 5-10 minutes, people might be like, oh, snooze fest. Whereas you're a little bit more dynamic. You could probably hold attention for 20 minutes, and then if you think of like a course or a membership and you want to teach something that's only supposed to take you 15 minutes, well, maybe that should be broken up over 2 videos or 3 videos, or if it's really engaging, it could be 1.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we help define.
Yeah, and I love you with the branding, your vision. Like clients will come to us and say, I have this vision for this swan and this thing. And, Eric just nods his head and goes, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We can still make it look good.
And I think the nice thing with Done For You is when we first started in this, I didn't want to be known as an agency because I believe there was a feeling around an agency that it was very manufactured, cookie cutter, production line, charge high ticket because it's the team, but get you in, get you out, good luck trying to talk to someone. And we worked really hard to have an amazing team. We have a great team. And no matter what, like on those weekly calls or bi-weekly calls, you always talk to either Eric or I. We're the constant. So you have no idea that the team is working. Well, I guess you do, but you don't you don't talk to those people and say, hey, what are you doing on my funnel build? And where'd you design this thing? And Eric and I are the constant. So really important when you're going to deal with a company that deploys a team, are you going to have to talk to 12 different people and tell your story and what you want to 12 different people? Or is there a constant? And does that constant understand? You don't want just someone who's going, yes, okay, I'll relay the message to Joe. Yes, okay, I'll relay the message to John. Usually when you have fears or concerns or questions or updates, you want to make sure, it's like when you get on the phone, you're like, give me your supervisor. Like, you don't want to tell your spiel to the customer service rep, 20 different rep. I hate that when they bounce you from one to the next, and you're like, I just went through this whole thing with John and Jane and Joe and Jim.
Yeah.
And then you get disconnected and you have to start all over, right? Make sure that you know who that constant person is. And like I know in our business, that's us.
Yeah.
So I think the more key questions are, how do you work? How do you operate? What are the deliverables? Who do I speak to? How often do we communicate? What is the timeline? We always ask that question too. Yeah. Some people say, I have a big speaking engagement, or I got something going on. I want this launched by X date. Other people say, we got 6 months. We got 8 months. We got 5 months. I always like to begin with that end in mind so that we're all kind of moving in the direction on the same pace. Sure. Yep. But I wanted to come on, what's the budget, right? We're super flexible with all that. Some agencies and companies that you work with, there's no move. There's no give. These are our payment terms and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So I just wanted to debunk a bit about what exactly Done For You services are, when you feel that you need them, what exactly, like for example, in our business that we do, what you're responsible for, and kind of the do's and don'ts or the questions that you want to ask. A lot of times it can be for startup, newbies. We like to deal with the more established business owners. And the only reason why I say that is because they got skin in the game. Yeah. They know that this is a process. They know that these kinds of things are not get rich quick kind of schemes. And I think if you're looking for the once and done, here's like the American Idol, here's my one shot where I go and I sing in front of the judges, and next thing you know, I'm catapulted into stardom. Yeah. There's a reason why that's on television. You hear this stuff that says, you're one campaign away or you're one funnel away. I do love you, Russell Brunson. We do love your work. But, I'm going to be murdered for saying this on a podcast. But it's like, for some people, that's not tangible. There's so many factors. Sometimes we hear the bigger influencers saying, I put this launch out and I made $500,000 in this one launch. And then the expectation is you're going to go to a Done For You company and you're like, I want $500,000 on my launch. Yeah. there's so much that went into that authority building, list building. There's so much that went into that launch. It's not just as simple as you hire a done for you service and you make $1 million.
No.
It's, we always like to say our return on investment, or our testimonial, I guess you want to say, our result, I guess really is what I'm trying to say. Our result is that you have a beautifully functional, amazing asset, done, completed, launched, up there, that you can monetize, because we do a funnel with everything we do too, that you can monetize for the lifetime of your business. Even if you go in and you tweak and you change and you have an asset built that's top-notch, beautiful, that you can monetize. I still make money on courses that I built in 2017 and 2016. You can monetize for a decade on these assets. So yes, sometimes it's expensive, but you got to think again the long haul, and that I think is the more outcome than how many sales you get people.
Yes.
Because so many people have these ideas, but they never launch it.
They never come to fruition. Yeah.
It never happens.
Yeah.
Or like you said, it happens 6 years later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because it took them that long to learn it and to do it. Yeah.
And I'll just wrap up quickly with, I know even Sales Booster was not a done for you. Like, you kind of had to go through that process. Maybe you can just tell them. I don't know why I keep giving everyone like a 2-minute time limit, but today I don't know why I keep giving you.
I get 2 minutes. You get 20. I get 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tell them in 30 seconds exactly what you get.
Tell them how that came about, to realize even that us wanted to play in this done for you land.
Really it came down to having, like Lisa said, like branding clients who were looking to go to the next level. They were great. Everything looks amazing. Thank you so much for building a beautiful website, doing my marketing stuff. Everything looks top notch. Now, how do I get customers? How do I get in front of more people? And that was even a flaw in our own businesses when, we left a lot to chance, and a lot of businesses today still rely on chance. Referrals, great, but not reliable, right? So that's where we had the dream of how do we start getting people into our business by looking at social media, by looking at Google, the big Google. How do we get on there? How do we get in front of people? We see all these.
Google.
It's unbelievable, right? It is, when you think about the power of someone searching for something that you do and you have a result for, and then finding you first.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? And that's what we spent, 5-7 years building and getting experts in those fields. Like, we have a Facebook expert, a Google expert.
People always say, though, are you going to teach me how to do it?
No. Like, there's a million and one courses out there to teach you how to do it. Why haven't you done it? Why haven't you gone and taken those courses already? Learning and doing are two different things. Completely different things.
Learning and understanding and doing
are 3 separate things.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Learning and understanding and doing it effectively.
And successfully.
Are 5 different things.
Yes.
Like, we don't teach people how to run their own Facebook ads.
No, we do it for you. We don't,
that's like going to a surgeon and being like, teach me how to do brain surgery on myself.
Yeah, that's a great, I had this analogy, and I've said it before. It's like taking your car in to get your brakes done, okay? You just take your car in, you say, I need my brakes done.
Yeah.
The mechanic says, okay, here's your car, your brakes are done, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You don't go to your mechanic and say, I want to know what tools you used. I want to know what parts you bought. I want to know exactly how you put them on. And I want to know, like that mechanic went through years of training
and experience
to do that. And what you might see took him 15 minutes, and you're going, really? I got to pay you that much money for 15 minutes? You're not paying for his 15 minutes. You're paying for his years.
God, it makes me
of
think of
knowledge.
all the done-for-you services that are out there that we don't even think of
Yes.
as done-for-you services.
Yeah.
Doctors, dentists, mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's just like, think of how
Personal
many,
trainers.
yeah, how many things are just done.
Yep.
Banks, banking. You don't ask them what they're clickety-clicking in their little system.
How do you know what to tell me to invest in?
Your money, financial planning.
Financial planners, all, We live in a world of done for you. It's just not called done for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great place to end it.
Yeah.
So takeaway, what do they need to think about? What do they need to do?
Know if you're ready to go to that next level in your business. You have to really think about scaling and going to that place if it's right time.
Have a budget.
Have a budget. And that could be $5, or it could be $500,000, whatever it is. $5 ain't gonna get you much. But that's fine. But at least that's where I am, right?
Yeah, or start with that. Start putting away money for when you're ready for done for you and scaling.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff. And yes, people say, I think what I want to say is warm market eventually taps out. Mm-hmm. Unless you've got a incredible way that you're warm marketingly constantly bringing people, you're constantly speaking, or you're constantly sharing your lead magnet, or you're constantly networking and connecting, eventually you are going to get to that point where you need help.
Yeah.
You need done for you. You need lead generation. You need your warm market is going to get tired of you. People usually go down the route of different products. I see that all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to offer this product, and then this product, and then this thing, and then that thing, and then your warm market's like, stop vomiting products on me. I know what you do. I know where you are.
That's not the problem.
You can't keep fishing in the same pond and expect to catch different fish.
Yeah.
Right? So there comes a time when you will need it. And like Eric said, set a budget, have clear outcomes, ask lots of questions, and make your decision.
Yeah.
And whatever decision you make is the right decision for where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
All right. Wanted to come on and talk about that. Thank you, husband of mine.
Yeah, it's fun.
For coming on and chatting with me. And as always, if you have questions, there is a click proposal button. I'll put it in the links for our done for you services. If you want to build a course, a membership, a lead magnet, a funnel. We've been on the membership kick lately. We've been rocking and rolling. It's been really great. Building courses and memberships and funnels. I'm liking memberships more. But if you have that in mind, we'd be happy to serve you. So I'll put that in the show notes, or you can always go to www.lisapezik.com. Lisa and Eric Pezik here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.